Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Play with Joy Taylor. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow us on social at the Daily Play, Joy Taylor. Wow. What a treat to start the Western Conference Finals. What an unbelievable game. You know, I wasn't sure how this series was going to go, and I really do feel like it will be a long one. But man, just an unbelievable heavyweight matchup between the Spurs and Thunder. The Spurs held the Thunder to their lowest scoring first half of the playoffs. OKC storms back, pushed game one into overtime. Wemby hits a logo three to push it to double overtime. So you get a double scoop of extra playoff basketball. Eventually, the Spurs got the best of the Thunder, and they take a lead 1-0 in the series. Wemby was just incredible. 41 points, 24 rebounds, logging a career high in minutes. The only other Spur to score 40-plus and grab 20-plus boards in a playoff game is David Robinson, so he's in spectacular company. And after the game, Wemby said it might be a long series. Winning one game means something, but it isn't everything. You know, we have to stay down to earth. Look, he's an alien, so staying down to earth talk is for someone else. I was in complete awe of Wemby. This felt like his breakout game for real. Like, obviously, we know Wemby is great, and he's Defensive Player of the Year, and we know he had the potential to be an absolute superstar. But to me, this game really solidified that. I mean, you're talking about the defending champs, the back-to-back league MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You've just come off of a long series. They've been resting. They've been watching Wemby's minutes all season. For him to come out and be this spectacular, that physical, with that much energy, to be so clutch down the line in a double overtime game, it truly was a really special game to watch. And if they end up going on to win this series, we're going to look back at that game in a even brighter way than we're looking at it now. I mean, it feels like a low-hanging fruit to say that he is obviously a superstar, but that was a real superstar moment. And this series just has so much talent, which gets me excited about this series because, you know, sometimes we look for animosity and we look for storylines and we look for rivalries, and sometimes just great basketball and physical basketball and passion is enough. And I think that's what you have in this series, paired with incredible talent. Obviously, you have Wemby. Obviously, you have Shai. You have Chet Holmgren, who finished second for Defensive Player of the Year. Steph Castle, J-Dub is back. De'Aaron Fox wasn't even available in game one. Alex Caruso was unbelievable. If they had ended up winning that game, it would have been because of him. Dylan Harper, AJ Mitchell. You got Harrison Barnes, and he's barely seeing the floor. Isaiah Hartenstein, Keldon Johnson. Like, the list goes on and on. And for all the team camaraderie that the Thunder showed attending Shai's MVP announcement, the Spurs also have this matching type of team camaraderie element. And you can really tell that they play for each other. They overcame a lot of sloppiness down the stretch, which I think is really important for a team with young players to not lose composure, not lose control, stay focused, and close that game out on the road in game one in OKC against an incredibly talented team in the defending champs and back-to-back league MVP. So impressive. I can't wait for the rest of this series. So looking ahead to tonight's Eastern Conference Finals, I think this is going to be a very closely matched series. I think there's going to be a lot of energy in the Garden. New York is going to be outside. And the NBA is just better with the Knicks in the championship hunt. I have been saying this about the Knicks forever. The NBA is just better when there are certain organizations that are competitive. The Lakers, the Knicks, the Celtics, like those cornerstone organizations just bring a certain type of energy and attention and conversation. And I love that the Knicks are in this situation again. There was a lot of controversy about the firing in the offseason and what they were going to be able to do. Obviously, this postseason has been really interesting for them. So the Cavs and Knicks will be back in MSG for game one. It's conference finals. There's a lot of pressure on the Cavs after they've been building year after year. The Knicks have a lot of pressure because they've made all these moves. And I just think that the game is going to be really, really intense. I wouldn't be surprised if New York starts slow, but they have won 7 straight games and they outscored Atlanta and Philadelphia by combined 194 points. That's the largest margin ever through a team's first 10 postseason games. So moving past a bit of a clunky start with Atlanta, they have really been rolling, and they're listing OG Anunoby as probable to play after he missed 2 games with a strained right hamstring. I can't wait to see what this series looks like. Again, I think this will be a long, evenly matched series. I don't think this will go short. I'm seeing some predictions out there that it will be a short series. I disagree. I think there's a lot of talent and a lot of experience on both sides, and I think we're looking at a long and exciting series there. All right, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have now officially paired the Super Bowl champion head coach and quarterback from the 2010-2011 Green Bay Packers. Rodgers played coy initially this offseason and forced the Steelers to deploy a rarely used contract clause as leverage, and he has already made an appearance on the field in Pittsburgh on Monday, so he, the 4-time MVP, re-signed for a $10 million increase in salary. The Steelers were 10-7 last season, good enough to win the AFC North and get dominated by the Texans at home in the playoffs. And Steelers inside linebacker Peyton Wilson said he saw Rodgers just after 7 a.m. The 42-year-old quarterback left the building to take his physical. He said, I was walking in and he was coming out. It was good to see him. I was a little shocked, definitely. New Steelers wide receiver Michael Pittman said even in the first day, he made a couple of great throws. And I was like, wow, I'm really playing with Aaron. It's great. I mean, I get to play with another Hall of Fame quarterback because I got to play with Phillip Rivers. I'm going to say he's going to make it. So this is my second. Yes. I would say I have to agree with that notion. As far as how Aaron is going to be this year, I don't know, man. I mean, I can't believe that the Steelers are in this situation. I can't believe that you move on from Mike Tomlin to Mike McCarthy. You have an opportunity to get multiple different quarterbacks. I mean, you passed on guys that were in free agency. It's not like the Steelers haven't had an option to draft guys over the past couple years. And you've got a 42-year-old quarterback who was just good enough to get you exactly where every other quarterback has gotten you for the past, I don't even know how many years now, which is just, win the division or make the playoffs and get dropped in the first round. It's really kind of embarrassing where the Steelers have I don't want to say aspired to, but like, what are you doing at this point? At some point, you have to push resets on the organization if you haven't had an heir apparent to the quarterback. They've tried, they've whiffed. It's hard. It's really hard to evaluate quarterbacks. It's hard to draft quarterbacks, but you have to keep trying. I understand he'll have weapons. He's got Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf, Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren. They still have Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington, but like, to do what? To do what in that division? To accomplish what in the AFC? I just don't see it. I don't know why this is the standard now in Pittsburgh. I would have rather had them take a reset year, really build up the organization, try and get a young and exciting new quarterback, somebody that's going to be there for a few years that you can build with. I don't see the vision here. I didn't see the vision last year. And like, not for nothing, but I was right because they ended up exactly where they have for time and time again, which is not a losing season and not the standard of competing for a championship. So I don't get it, but that's where the Steelers are right now. Thanks for joining me for more on this and other top stories of the day. Tune into the Daily Play with Joy Taylor at urban1podcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.